And welcome to Max Hitchins, the New South Wales Chapter President for 1992-93. Now, it's a while ago.
Gee,
what
I don't think I was born then.
What was happening?
It was still fairly new. National speakers were still fairly new. I joined in '88, and at that stage, by the way, I got immediately onto the committee.
As you do.
David Nomchong was the president at that stage, and it wasn't very difficult to get on the committee, believe me. All you had to do was be breathing. No, just breathing, that was enough. And that you'll do. So David co-opted me onto the committee, and I really didn't know what I was doing or what I was there. It was just that I'd seen this, what I regarded as a new industry, and I'd never ever been in on the base of an industry before, and I thought, I want to be in on the base of this industry at the start of this industry. So it was fascinating times.
So maybe a few highlights from your year.
After serving 2 or 3 years on the committee, I was about to stand down, and Catherine Palin-Brinkworth, the lovely Catherine Palin-Brinkworth, was before me, and Catherine, unbeknownst to me, had visions of me being the president. And I remember sitting at the meeting and thinking, oh well, this is my last meeting on the committee, and by the time we came out of there, I came out as president. I'm still not really sure how that happened, and I remember thinking, gee, if I can just get through the year and and it doesn't fold up, then I'll be doing well. But I remember being concerned then, because I seriously wasn't prepared for the year. To be president, and I thought, this is not good, and I spoke to Catherine about it later, and I said, I think we definitely need to have some kind of progression plan. You need, or succession plan, I should say.
For many years now, we've had the junior vice president who becomes senior vice president and president, and yeah, it all started in your year.
Yeah, that started off in my year. So if I did nothing else, I can claim that. But
that's good.
But yeah, it was good. A great year. Loved it.
If there was a low point during your year, what was it?
Just the learning was tremendous across the board. It was enormous enthusiasm in the place. Our meetings were very, very big and very involved and very. No, I don't remember any low points in the year at all. Cool. So.
Max, how did you get started in the speaking business?
I was thrown in to run a hotel at the age of 17. My dad died, and my brother and I were pitched in with no experience, no skills, no whatever, and 3 weeks after that happened, after Dad died, the bank manager came to us and said, we're going to have to call up your loan, you're too highly geared. So so it was really our head down and our backsides up, and we worked like crazy to get out of that, out of the trouble, which we did do, and we were very happy about that. And it was kind of much the same way with speaking, because the TAFE College called me and said, we need a speaker on marketing, we need a teacher on marketing. Would you be able to come and teach marketing? Now, remembering I had absolutely no teaching skills, I had no knowledge of how to sell a message, how to present a message, how to... So
you said yes?
I said, oh, look, I don't know if I could do that. And they said, well, we don't need you for another 8 months. And I thought, 8 months? I could learn how to do that in 8 months. It should be easy. Yeah. I didn't know it was going to take me 8 years. And, so then a couple of days later they called and said, there's been a change of plan. And I thought, they've thought about this, and they thought, this guy's a dummy. We can't have him here. So they said, and I was about to say, that's all right, I won't worry about it. It doesn't matter whether I ever teach or speak. And they said, oh, we need you to start tomorrow. So all of a sudden, in much the same way we were thrown in to run the hotel many years before, I was thrown into to speaking. And I really feel sorry for the poor people who were in those early classes. But I remember then thinking that if I'm going to do this, I would like to do it well. If I'm going to speak, in the first 12 months, I'm going to speak in America. So it became a goal. which was probably pretty stupid because I did go and I did speak, but I think about it now and I thought I really don't think I did a very good job, but I did as good as I could at that particular time, and I got invited back, so I suppose they must have accepted it. Quite good. Well, they do say we're our own hardest critics, but the e-books are the way of the future to do lots and lots of things, and I've actually turned a something that was a hobby of mine into a major marketing tool because of the internet, because of e-books, and I refer to the Melbourne Cup.
So you made it your own?
Absolutely.
And how did you do that, Max?
Well, number one thing I did was memorise all the winners of the Melbourne Cup since 1861.
That's awesome.
Well, you say that, but I found some people who could also do that. And I thought, well, how can I do it a bit better? Yeah. So what I did was memorise the first, second and third horses for the last 100 years. I've never found anyone could do that yet. And I developed and found stories, wonderful stories about the...
Tell us one.
The Melbourne Cup. Just one? Okay.
Just one.
1870 Melbourne Cup. A guy called Walter Craig owned a pub in Ballarat, and he came down the stairs this particular morning and said to his customers, he said, "Guess what? I dreamt I saw my horse win the Melbourne Cup." And you can imagine what they'd have said. Yeah. Drinkers in the pub, "Oh, leave me alone." And he said, well, it was incredibly vivid. He said, because as the horses flashed across the line, I could see the horse, and there he was with my colours. He said, and someone important must have died or something, because there was a jockey was wearing a black armband. Oh. And that night, Walter Craig died. And 3 months later, his horse Nimblefoot won the Melbourne Cup, and his jockey was wearing a black armband.
What's one must, Max, that successful speakers must do to be successful?
Testimonial book. I call it a brag book. This is another idea that came out of national speakers. It was Martin Grunstein who first taught me about the importance of having a brag book, and I carry mine with me at all times. And
it's nice and thick.
It's nice and thick, and it's simply collecting testimonials. If someone says, "Thanks, Yvonne, you did a great job," then I'll ask them. I'll say, "Would you mind writing that down for me?" And it's the best-selling tool I have. I simply go in talking to prospective clients, and I lay my book down in front of them. Now, my book begins with a testimonial from George Bush Sr. It has another one there from Bill Clinton.
Awesome.
It has another there from John Howard. And all the way through there are various letters, testimonials from Tony Abbott, the Health Minister, from Catherine Hay, Miss Australia. I highlight,
the key.
Well, you highlight the key points. One from the Fijian resort, one from the Dominican Republic. Now, remember, the reason I highlight it is because if someone gives you a testimonial book, you're not going to read them all.
That's right.
What you'll do is just read little bits of them. So I highlight the bits that I really want them to read. Now, if I sit in a meeting with you and say, "I'm one of the most 500 influential people in tourism," you say, "Oh, leave me out." But if you see it in writing, and there it has a picture of me, and it's highlighted as well, people say, "Yeah, that's good." Testimonial book, very, very good marketing tool.
Wonderful, Max. And can we have a top tip?
Putting a value on the time that your audience are prepared to give to you. Remember, they are spending their time with you. And Willie Jolly puts it best in some rap verse about the importance of time. And it goes like this: "I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I will suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but an eternity is in it."
Thank you, Max Hitchins, the New South Wales Chapter President, 92-93. Thank you.